welcome to the Casual Corner. Today's episode I'm going to be going over a scenario for a Battle Royale setup for a casual game. It is called Infection, and it is something that it's very similar to other Battle Royale formats that you may have seen in the past, but it's something that I came up with a couple years back while we were trying to do side events for the very first Ontario provincial tournament for the Rock series. And a lot of our friends had a lot of fun playing that, so I will turn the camera around to the table and explain how that scenario goes. So Infection is a Battle Royale scenario. Now this can be done, it's typically done with a sealed Battle Royale. That is the ideal format for it, but you can just do it as if you have a bunch of buddies at your house that want to do a casual kind of game, you can do it for that as well. Now it plays out like a regular Battle Royale would, and the only special rules on this is that each team, each opponent will start with an infected character. Now, the infected character starts the game as your highest point character. So over here in this batch, we have Stompa is the highest point character, and over here we have the Harley Quinn is the highest point character. So you'll end up doing something that will mark that they are the infected character. So I have these Clix rings. We're going to use those. Just mark that these are the highest point characters. These characters are infected. So when a character is infected, at the end of your turn, you deal them 1 unavoidable damage. There's no way around it. These characters are going to take damage at the end. This is actually why you start the game with the infected character being your highest point character, as typically, not in all cases, but typically the highest point character will have the most amount of clicks, so it gives you some time to spread the infection. Now, there will only ever be 1 infected token per team, per force that's on the board. So typically you're going to have 4. You're not going to get more than 4. There's no way to get more than 4 infected tokens, at least in this setup of the scenario. You guys can always tweak it. When a character is infected, to spread the infection, what they do is make a close combat attack that deals no damage. When they are successfully hit, their infection moves from them to the character that they hit. So that's a way to kind of save yourself from having to take the infection damage and then move on with the game. And it plays out like any other regular Battle Royale would. So you just play the game regularly, except you have these extra infection rules that are happening. Now, it is possible for a character to collect more than 1 infection token. If they do have more than 1 infection token, they are taking more than 1 damage at the end of the turn. So that is kind of a way to just eliminate them. If a character has been KO'd when they have infection token, the token will actually go on to the nearest highest point character. So if we have them, let's say they're set up like this, let's see, here. I'll have them set up like that, and Stompa gets KO'd, so she's gonna get KO'd. Now the next, the nearest highest point character is actually Duchess over here. Even though Wonder Woman was next to Stompa, she's only 40 points. Duchess is 75 points. So the token's actually going to move on to Duchess rather than moving on to Wonder Woman. So that's just a way to keep all 4 of the infection tokens in the game as they go. You'll find that as more and more people get KO'd and taken off the board and stuff, you're going to get, the infection's going to go kind of crazy. And especially if you end up having people gang up on you and you have more than 1 infection token. But then an infection bomb happens, so if you have a character that has multiple infection tokens and they get KO'd, it's actually going to spread. Rather than all 4 or whatever amount of infection tokens they have, instead of all of it going to the single highest point character, it will spread out to the as many as you have. So the 2 highest, 3 highest, 4 highest point characters closest to wherever that person died. So that's kind of one of the downside of building up or going after signaling 1 person with the infection, is that once they do KO, they kind of spread it out again. Just kind of keep things
keep things going, keep things a little fair, I guess is the best way to say that. But that's actually the bare bones of it, the basics of it. There's nothing real complicated beyond that. We played this as a side event for, I think, the very first Ontario Provincials tournament, or maybe it was probably one of the winner maps that we did, actually. It went over really well. We actually did it with Clix. We found a bunch of Clix in the back of the store. So it was like super old dials that we were doing this on too. And things were just dying left and right. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's not too complicated. It doesn't add too many excess rules to the game because you just play it out like a regular Battle Royale with just some extra fun parts on top of it.
So that was Infection. That's a fun little Battle Royale game that you guys could either play at home with friends or maybe as a side event at a tournament. Whatever you want to do with it, have fun. If you try it out, let us know how it went. And if you guys have any fun little scenarios that you'd like featured on the Casual Corner, just in the comments or send us an email at marriedwithclix@gmail.com and let us know. And we'll see if we could get it featured on the show. Thanks for watching, guys.